Do you know where you are going? Do you know where you are going? Do you know where you are going? Do you know where you are going?
Salutations and good vibrations, family. Welcome to another session of Tassetti Soul Family Communication. We live in a world that many of us really don't understand. There's many variables, many different lifestyles, and different cultures. Though there are many different ways you can break down the life we have here in this construct we call life, in some ways you can break it down to only two. And those two are the natural world and the created world. And these two worlds are very different. Very different. Many of the indigenous and natural people live in the natural world. And then you have the created world, the Emerald City, that which is not real, but is perceived to be real because of the creation and system it is built in, which we call the Matrix. The natural world live in a world of real life. Everything is created naturally. And then you have the constructed world, which lives and created under the form of paper. Yes, paper. Paper rules this world. If you have paper, you can pretty much do anything you want if you have the correct paper. Though the paper comes from the natural world, which this construct usually does. It takes from the natural world, manufactures itself, redesigns itself, and become a passage to get into the new world, to get into this construct we call life. Let me give you an example. There's not much you can do in the woods or living in nature. You don't need access. You don't need permission. It's pretty much an open gate. There's only the laws of nature to hinder you. But when you come into the paper world, things change. You need paper for everything. To ride the bus, to get on a subway, to enter a school, to get into a sporting event, an auditorium, a museum, a library, to get into a concert hall, a music show, a magic show. You need paper for everything. And many of you may be thinking I'm talking money. No. The paper is a key of authority, which the gatekeepers of that paper world require. And those papers, what I'm talking about, is similar to the lease agreement for your apartment, the lease agreement or ownership agreement you have for your car, the paperwork needed to own anything, land, buildings, property, the papers that need to be processed by the court for business, corporate entities, and any type of banking you would do requires these papers. You can do in that constructed world without these papers. These papers also protect the borders of that constructed world, needing immigration papers, passports. This is what's required in the paper world. Never forget, this requirement is not only when you're born, but also when you die. Your birth certificate is written on paper. Your death certificate is written on paper. Everything has to be documented, recorded, so that you can be verified. Not only because of your identity, but for other statistical numbers, such as quantity and number of people in the country, which race, statistics on height, weight, and size, statistics on which school you attended, your educational level, whether you're married or single, how many children you have, who were your grandparents' parents, and where did you naturally come from this country. So as we live our daily lives, we tend to not observe and notice the construct we live in. It is a construct of certain etiquette that you must understand and be able to live within. Certain words must be used, certain languages, certain parts of culture, religion, and traditions are followed here. But nonetheless, it's a paper world. Parking tickets, speeding tickets, any type of legislation, your diplomas, your credentials, different types of certificates. This is a paper world. And we're not even to the money. We're not even to the checks. We're not into the EFTs, the wire transfers that must be documented and processed on the other end with paper. We're not talking about the bank statements, the different type of information coming from credit unions, mortgage papers. This is a paper world, family. And to understand how to function in this society and this environment properly, we must learn how to use their paper. Many of us have gone to college. Many have received diplomas, certificates from universities. These are keys to a certain status and level in this construct we call life. This construct we call life is in need of certain credentials on paper to have you pass through their gates and achieve a certain status and lifestyle. Living life here will be very difficult without trying to obtain these paper items. The items of passage that allow you to perform, achieve, and pass through the gates, past those gatekeepers. Many try to live by a cash-only basis, but you will still receive paper items, whether statements, receipts, or any type of warranties from using cash. Focus at times are on the wrong things. We are looking at the materialistic items that we can purchase and own through paper, and not the paper itself. That paper usually is a receipt or something of ownership, whether you are owning or something is owning you through debt. Credit card receipts, credit card statements is debt. That's an agreement between you and the credit card companies, meaning they provided financing or finances for your purchase of a material item, and now they own you until you repay that money with their interest for lending you the money. Many look at credit cards and the institution of credit as something that's free, but you have no idea. This system has been in place for many years. Credit has been given even before America was created. Documentation and record keeping before America. But here, they take it to a whole nother level. Understanding this game, understanding that you're living in a paper world, and everything obtained that has a materialistic nature or possession comes with debt. That debt travels back to the ownership of who has that paper. If you have a paper of owning your home or land, that is an agreement with the purchaser who lended you that money. They gave you the funding to purchase the physical item. Now they own you because of that debt that you must repay because of that paper. The owner of that paper has the rights to you. Paper world, family. Enjoy your paper. Thank you for listening. Love, peace, and power. Pharaoh J. Tassetti.